a corrupt organization like the EFF, led by corrupt CIC.
When did you finish your diploma at the Tshwane University of Technology? When did you complete your diploma in journalism?
I've fully completed it in 2023. 2021. Sorry, my apologies. Yes.
All right, I'll come in at the end then, Chair, because I don't want to abuse, because the CV says you've completed it in 2011.
I think before the Act was amended in 2021, those who have worked in political offices know that in political offices there was not even interviews or many other things. You have just been called in and be deployed in the office to assist politically. And when you arrive there, you are given different roles. Now, as well, like any other person was deployed in any political office, they were moved around in different roles. It was out of his control. There was nothing he was going to do. The best thing that he did was to also declare it. Because normally people will not declare. They will say, if I'm employed as a PA, I remain there, even when you have been moved to another responsibility. But it's also said there in the interview that he complained formally that this responsibility you have given me is not in line with what I've applied for. Now, I think on that issue, the municipality will also respond on it. Those who have been deployed in political offices, they know it's nothing new. It happens all the time of movement of people in the structure, and that is resolved. And he has declared it. Even the chair of the committee says he has declared all of those matters. Now, it's not something that was hidden. But also, an interesting matter that was done by the EFF is that those discussions, the committee says some of those things were processed in committee. Now, it was a populist stand by the EFF, but we expected them to act that way because, anyway, it's the TG of the Youth League that was interviewed. Now, it was a political opportunity for populist organization like the EFF to play to the gallery. And it's fine, they're doing their job. They're doing what they want to get their voters for. If I will act the same if I was them after losing such elections and the last election is not growing with a clear program that in 2026 there will not be EFF in this country because no one is going to vote for a populist organization like that one. They're highly rejected by everyone. They are frustrated. Now, they must do what they do best to try to survive. On the laying of charges, you know, a corrupt organization like the EFF, led by corrupt CIC, goes and lays charges to People Protect about something that is not there. I'm saying that leader of the EFF, even today, we still don't know how he has survived a case of money laundering, a case of corruption, a case of using a trust fund of his son, you know, a child born, given a name is named for institution that will be utilized to steal from the poor in Limpopo. Now, the EFF is the last organization to speak about corruption, but the People Protect is a good institution. They must go there and do whatever, they must investigate, and we are clear that they'll get the right answers. But they don't have the credibility, the EFF, to be the ones that are seen to be respecting the constitution of the country or they are of high value. We know even in municipalities where they are given responsibility to govern, they've collapsed them. Now, it's a last organization to worry about them. We're not even worried about them. They must do what they do best. We'll also be on them. We know there are things very soon we'll be opening case against them also. It means the EFF and the Youth League will be busy in police stations very soon. On the opening of cases, it's a good question. Than EFF going to open the case to the People Protect or reporting, they will rather join hands and will push pressure on the state to open a case against AfriForum. I fully agree. What AfriForum is doing, it's a crisis. They want to collapse this country, utilizing all elements to destroy what South Africa has been built for, going against the unity and the principles and the values that we are doing to build this country. Now, then people focusing on other things that don't matter. We must be focusing on how do we push back elements in AfriForum who want to take us back to apartheid. Thanks. On the issue of Donald Trump withdrawing funds, it's unfortunate, you know, because those funds, a lot of people depend on them. HIV and AIDS was a big crisis in this country. would have wanted them to be engaged, and that we need all the support in this country, especially now when we are facing fiscal problems, and especially now with the high level of inequalities and the problems we're facing with the slow-growing economy. We can't afford a situation whereby some of the funds are moved back. I think the president of the country and the minister, we've got a very fast minister who's young, Comrade Amola. He must go and try to engage the embassy, everybody else. Let's do everything in our power to secure the little that we have. AfriForum, Donald Trump offered them refugee camps there in the USA. We're ready to release them, that they must go. But they know they're living better in South Africa. They will never agree to go and stay in the USA supported by Donald Trump, because here in South Africa, they own 87% of the land. Now, they want to threaten us with Donald Trump, knowing very well that they're the biggest beneficiary of land theft here in this country. Now, if AfriForum doesn't want to work with us to build this nation and unite everyone, they are free to leave and go to the USA. But if they want to work with us, they must come and engage the youth league. They must not rush to the USA. They must come and engage the youth league here, and we engage with them on how best we can make sure that we restructure, we distribute the land, they assist us to also restructure the economy to benefit majority. If they truly love South Africa, they must play a role to assist us to resolve the socio-economic problems caused by apartheid, which they are beneficiaries of. Now, when our doors are open here in the Tool House, then them taking a flight, going to the USA, which will not assist them with anything, they must urgently come to the Tool House and engage with the ANC and say that how best can we make sure that because Afrikaners have nowhere else to go than being here in South Africa. I'm sure a lot of Afrikaners don't want to associate with AfriForum anymore. The only place where Afrikaners are free to exist is in South Africa. Now, they don't exist in the USA. There's no Afrikaners in the USA. They're here in South Africa. Now, I'm sure by now, many Afrikaners who love South Africa will not agree with what AfriForum is doing. We're saying Afrikaners must rise everywhere and fight for a non-racial society and fight that the gains of democracy must not be reversed. AfriForum must not be utilized to put blacks and whites against each other when the ANC has worked over time to unite and build one nation in this country. Now, we're inviting all Afrikaners who are ready to engage with us on the economic issues that we're engaging on how to distribute the wealth of this country. They must come forward, and we're ready to engage with them. Thank you.
No, thank you, Chair. I've got a question, but I think consistent with the clarity that we wanted to ask from the other lady we brought back in, I think it's important that I ask this because I had an engagement with the content research or advisor about it. But then I'll come in at the end for my question so that I don't disrupt the mood. The Parliament tried to find out the matric records and the diploma from the Tshwane University of Technology for my name is Sihlelonzi, Member of Parliament, deployed by the Economic Freedom Fighters. We're happy that you are here, Mr. Malusi Swelo, Knowledge Masilela. And because we struggled to verify, I think it is consistent and correct, as we did with other candidates, to maybe put it to the candidate immediately. When did you finish your diploma at the Tshwane University of Technology? When did you complete your diploma in journalism?
I've fully completed it in 2023. 2021. Sorry, my apologies. Yes.
All right, I'll come in at the end then, Chair, because I don't want to abuse, because the CV says you've completed it in 2011, and you are now saying you completed it in 2021.
It might have been a typo or error because the confirmation that I have of the qualification and the graduation thereof is of that particular year I'm indicating.
I'll do my follow-ups at the end, Chair, because there are problems related to that, because Mr. Masilela would have been a senior researcher in Mpumalanga, would have served in boards way before 2021, which would have needed at least a post-matric qualification for him to do that. But let's take the answers as it is. Thank you very much, sir.